Welcome guys, let's see what we got for this week. Normally everything is drawn from the previous Zoom from yesterday, but let's see. So what we can see right now, everything turned into green. There is no divergence, only convergence, but like I said, everything turned green around the zero line, and the REMA is also bouncing from the zero line. So I draw here the first step, and if the high is breaking, then we could see another high, which is based on the weekly. And I also draw here a possibility for a divergence. I just let it here. Let's see what we're gonna see. Because this is an aggressive move from the market, but as you see, the Rama is bouncing here, but the Destroyer is not moving with the candles, and that's mostly a sign to make a divergence inside the market. Okay, so actually that's what I want to see from the USD CAD. Then we have the Audi NZD, which is trying to break to the downside after the box move up and down, and here was a nice rejection, but everything is far from each other. We got the buy signal, but the price turned it back into red, and not the same scenario as we see on the USD CAD. I would say let's break the zone, and after that we can see actually the previous low in the market. And on weekly, there is just something started, like we got the sell signal and everything turned into red. And on the monthly basis, on the monthly basis, something similar what we could see with the gold, actually. Just here, see, there is a low volume, the zero breaks, and boom. This could happen also on the OD and CD on monthly basis. Just the low volume breaks the zero and boom. Okay, let's go back to the USD CAD. Here is a divergence actually on monthly basis. So the main direction is to the upside. Okay, we just made the divergence. We are above the zero line, the REMA bouncing. So those are good signs. And as you see, the correction is broken right there. Just a small pattern, but I'm gonna remove this one. Right, so that's is the next move what I want to see from the market. Then we have the Euro CHF, the Euro CHF forming a divergence on monthly basis. Yeah, we're gonna see more on Monday how the candle is forming. There is a structural divergence. There is also divergence, small one, in the monthly picture. As you see, here was the lowest point of the VVV. After that, we saw a pretty huge move, but this came into a divergence as well. And right now, we are under this low, but we are coming closer and closer to the zero line. That's something similar what we can witness in the crypto market right now. Okay, so there is a divergence forming right there, and there is the first target zone. This could be a potential divergence, but it depends on how aggressively it goes. Actually, there was also divergence here from the last weeks, as I said, and the first targets were hit because here was the first target, here was the second target. We had to see into the previous highs for eventually a divergence move. But yeah, I'm expecting a weaker CHF based on the monthly picture. So this could make a bigger move in the long-term run. Okay, and maybe it's time as well, because as you see, the Swiss franc in the last couple of years made actually just a down move. It's time for make a retest, and like how the charts are forming, this is a good example, which is about 740 pips. Like it's a good move. Okay. Then we have the Euro GBP. The Euro GBP actually broke the previous high and looks like it retested as well. Here is a potential divergence forming on the Euro GBP. Here is the low actually, and I would like to see another bounce from the GBP. On weekly basis, we are rising, and as you see, everything is in green. We got the buy signal, the REMA crossed. It was also a beautiful divergence, but we are heading to the zero line and it's about to break. On monthly basis, this is still in a sideways move. So we could expect another move up. This could eventually form divergence, as I see on monthly basis, from the upside, and then another turning point down, which could mean you're gonna see something like this. Okay, nice XRBCD, good form. Okay, but on monthly basis, you see a low volume above the zero line, buy signal, and a rejection from the REMA, also above the zero line, as you see. So I would expect some euro strength in the coming weeks, actually. Then we have the DXY. The DXY is actually, let's see on monthly basis, the DXY is actually broken a structure that we were in for almost 8 months. And this gave us a buy as first, and then are my drawings again. Then you see a small volume inside the VVV, and this is about to cross to the upside. And the same thing on the REMA, it's crossing to the upside. So in the long-term run, I would definitely expect a stronger dollar on monthly basis, but don't forget the price can just move to the upside in one way. So I think there is a correction needed, and something similar like here. Now we got the downside correction, another downside, and the REMA stays green, or in this case red. Okay, so even if it makes a correction to the downside, I would expect the REMA to stay green, and after that we could see another movement. On daily basis, we are on the top. Actually, we are above the zero line. Everything is above the zero line. So For now on, we got two signals, green, one red. What I would like to see is actually an correction in the market, and I don't know why my drawings disappeared, but I said here is the previous point, which could be also a very good retest point in the market. And even if the price comes back to this point, I think there will be a divergence inside. And from this point, we can move into the upside, and this could be the target zone, the first target zone. Okay. Yes. But right now, I would definitely expect something to make a kind of like correction, and after that, another wave to the upside. The CXY. Let's see on monthly basis. The monthly basis just formed a divergence. Something similar than we could see on the USD CAD. We saw rejection. The VVV is still green, but we got the sell signal and the bounce from the REMA as well. Okay, which is interesting peak. On the weekly basis, we broke below the zero line, and I draw here a possible scenario because something same happened here, and we could see on the USD CAD that the price comes aggressively down, but we don't see the destroyer reacting on. So I would look into a divergence somewhere here, but as you see, it's just way of thinking what I would expect from the market right here. This could go into a lower spot, actually kind of like here to the previous low, and bounce from then. It depends on how the destroyer is about to react for this move. And on daily basis, it's looking like that. On daily basis, here is our low, and the price is already here. Okay, but everything is in red, so there is definitely right now a bearish scenario on the CXY. Then we have the AXY. AXY, something similar than what we could see on the DXY, with difference that here we got a channel break, and here we are under the zero line. There is no divergence, there is only convergence in the market, but there is a lower volume, which means the price should make a retest. Okay, so here, first of all, I would expect to see the previous points, but the best case would be if the price came back to this trend line, which is far away, but I think there is still possibility for that. Okay, on weekly basis, we just see a huge rejection, but the volume is still on a high spot. Like, again, not the same as we could see here, but when you see a high volume inside the market, you see the volume is decreasing, but the price is still moving up. So there's a lot of space to move to the other side, which could mean that here is our high actually, and this could form a continuation inside. Okay, so I'm gonna draw this here, or even this. Okay, so the price comes back, the volume moves together, like I said, this could be the best scenario. But on monthly basis, we are just starting. Like the sell signal, we got the sell signal, the ram across, and it kind of looks like that we are bouncing from the monthly picture, and we broke the structure. So on the long-term run, we could see a small spot from the AXY. Even the previous low. Then on the AXY, we formed a red one, but there is a structural divergence forming inside. Okay, I would definitely would like to see to break the low, kind of like this, and then a divergence move, which would mean that the coming months, the Japanese yen should increase the interest rates, which didn't happen in the last couple of years. So yeah, I'm looking forward for the XY and what it's about to do. But we are under the zero line like crazy. So even if the price goes into a higher spot, this will be definitely something correctional. Okay, but that's the scenario which is the best in my opinion. Okay, on a weekly basis, we just see a small structural divergence inside, but the price is still heading down. Everything is in red. So there's still some time needed for the XY. But it's still a great move because we were talking about this weeks and weeks ago back in time. So yeah, it's a great move to the downside. And here is the low. And I think the low will be broken. And after that, you'd see a beautiful move to the upside. Okay. Then the BXY almost reached the target zone here. But like you see, the volume is on a small spot. It's about to turn into green, actually, which means this target zone is not gonna reach. As you see on the weekly basis, our fib is also going to the upside, which means that there will be a period shift inside. Okay, but as you see here, the volume is just increasing like every week. It's on a higher and higher spot. So yeah, it's still red everywhere, and there is still place to move to the downside. So I don't gonna remove this one, but as you know, if there is an AXY strength, then the AXY should weaken for a while, and the rest of the currencies should get some strength as well. Okay, but I more likely trade on the moves when the DXY is increasing, or when there is a DXY strength. I think then we have a lot more clear picture in the market when the DXY is dominating. Okay, and here as you see, we are under the zero line. There is also something formed here, a small structural divergence, but we didn't get the buy signal yet. Okay, so this could mean that we're gonna even hit a lower spot and then a turning point. But definitely keep in your head we are under the zero line even on daily, and on weekly it just crossed the zero line. But we are on an oversold zone. Okay, and of course, a monthly there is just a sell signal we crossed the REMA and we are bouncing from the zero line, looks like. So this could mean that we could see a weaker BXY in the long-term run. Okay, then the SXY. The SXY is something different because here is a structural divergence forming in the market. We got the sell signal and this is about to cross, but unless the rest of the currencies, it's something different here. As you know, the SXY, the Swiss franc, is always a stronger currency than the rest of the currencies, and the behavior is just like different than the rest. But as we can see on the Euro CHF, there is some correction needed, in my opinion. And here is a huge volume, also just increasing and just goes down. So my target zone is still here. Okay. There's also a huge gap between the two. So I would like to see something like another movement to the downside. And here is another scenario as well, because as you see here, here is the spot, the high formed on the charts, and this, even if it goes on a higher spot, this could be a huge divergence. Okay, so I will definitely look into that. Then on the AXY is a mess. There is a divergence forming heading into the zero line. Everything turned green on daily basis, but it still goes up and down, up and down. Okay, on weekly there is low volume. The buy signal is already there from the destroyer and the volume moves up, but it's still red. So we have one green, two red signals with a low spot, but we are under the zero line, which is something you may not forget. And on monthly basis, we are strong under zero line and there is no movement at all. Like just what we see on daily and weekly basis actually. But there will be interest rate decision this week on the Australian dollar. Oh no, from the NZD, New Zealand, not the Australian, the OC. But this indicates on monthly basis still a down move to the downside. Okay. Then we have the CXY. The CXY is just turned into red on monthly basis. And we have a sell signal and REMA is still red. So this looks like it's red, but I think there is something like correction needed before that. And I already draw a scenario for the possible movements right there. Also on the daily picture, we are almost made to the target, to the 38, but we just saw rejection. But there is also a huge gap between the two, so it's just moving to the upside like crazy. But the price is showing us something different. Like this could be a good scenario that the price hits a lower spot and this goes into high, and this could form a divergence as well. Okay, but on the long-term run, I would definitely say that this is going to the downside as well. And then we have the gold. The gold. With the convergence, we broke the zero line. The volume is increasing, but we hit a low spot on the REMA. And as you see, the last time that we hit low spot like this. There was first a divergence, which means the price still moved to the downside, but it went up. So same thing can happen right here. Here is also something similar. Here was the low spot, and same thing happened here that we could see here. The volume moves up, but the price moves down one more time. So this could happen here as well. Okay, on weekly basis, we just, like I showed you, broke the zero line and the volume is increasing again. So there is still some spot to go to the downside. In a long-term run, I would definitely think that the price moving to the downside, and we got the momentum switch here as well on the monthly basis. So even if the price goes back, which I drawed here for, in my opinion, a scenario, this could be something good, like something likes to move aggressively, then we are talking about the gold. And here we have a low spot in the market from this convergence. And that should mean if the price make a retest or make a pullback, this should go on a higher spot, which would mean that we're gonna have a divergence right there. Okay, but everything is in red. So first, let's move it out before this correctional move. Okay, because right now nothing indicates to this move right now. Okay, I just draw here as possible scenario for the future, because as you see here, like I said, as a low spot, and this is most of the times making a divergence. Okay. All right, and just peek on the BTC. And as you know, I drew here some of the scenarios, and I think I have to remove this, like just everything, and focus on the present. Okay, and let's start with the daily basis. The daily basis is just what we could see that we broke the zero line and the volume is going to the upside. And right here, there is a potential divergence forming, but don't let's not talk about divergence right now when you see a picture like this. Okay, so the volume is going up, the REMO is going up. So this is most likely when the divergences are broken, okay, on the daily basis. And here was also a nice divergence, different case, okay. On weekly basis, it is also a divergence forming, okay. So, this could mean that we gonna see another bull move from the BTC. And as you know, I expected something like 10K, but we can't reject the facts, what we are seeing on the chart. So it's something that you expect is different than something that is actually happens in the market. And like I say to you guys, the rational thinking of the ways to see actually what is before you is more important than what you actually think. So that's why we saying trade what you see and not what you think. Okay, because that's something different. And right now, how I see on the altcoins as well, there is something definitely forming, like a lot of pairs we could see, as I said, the CRO, for example, or the ECP. It's just there is something forming, some structural divergence, big structural divergence on weekly basis, divergences near to the zero line. So there is definitely something about to happen. And here we are still green, for example. And as you know, here was a divergence, and I think this may be the divergence move. Like here is the high, here is the spot, but this could go into convergence and break the divergence move and go to the upside actually. And just I think it's just crazy. But wait a second. Let's see here. Okay, as you see, the REMA slow moving average still above the zero line, which indicates another bull scenario. And we are struggling on the 38 from our fib. And this still rising to the upside. Okay, it's too early to say that, but I think to consider this scenario will be the best option. Okay, because that weekly divergence is there. We are still above the zero line. Okay, so yeah, this could mean that we could see another spot. You see the monthly basis. We can go even to this level here. So yeah, that's what I'm waiting for. The next month will be um, very interesting because if this candle just comes to this spot, then the volume may increase again, and then this could mean that we gonna broke the divergence, we gonna broke back the zero line, because as you see the bigger picture, and the bigger picture is like that, there is also a structural divergence, and this is definitely something forming right there. Like I said, it's early to say because we have the sell signal and we are moving around the zero line. So, but I will consider definitely this scenario. And the next month will be a key point for the long-term run. And as for the altcoins as well. Okay. And let's see on the economic calendar, we're gonna start with some Audi news and GPY news, Bank of Japan, some opinions, and after that, retail sales from the CHF, some high impact news from the euro. So we're gonna start a liquid Monday, as you see. In the afternoon, the ESM manufacturing, which could make a bigger move in the market. Unemployment rate from the euro, which could also make a bigger movement in the market. And after that, Powell speech, which affects the market mostly. So yeah, it's gonna be a good Monday. After that, interest rate decision. Oh, it's the Australian dollar. Oh, I remember the NCD. Okay, anyways, so we're gonna have interest rate decision from the Australian dollar, and the unemployment change could um, make some liquidity in the market, the CPY as well, and jobs as well. Wednesday, here is the NCD. So we're gonna have Audi and NCD interest rate decisions, but it's marked with the orange sticker. So yeah, but it's at 3 a.m. in the morning. So good luck with that. And we're gonna have also a liquid Wednesday based on the high impact news. ADP should definitely move the market, and after that the ESM as well. Right, we're gonna have also some speeches, but don't expect anything big from that. Most likely I'm focusing more on the ESM. Okay, then Thursday, balance of trade, maybe a bit of liquidity in the market, but I would mostly focus on the jobless claims from the USD and the PME from the CAD. And of course, the Friday, the NFP mostly. It is some unemployment rate from the CHF. This is also could affect the market, and unemployment rate from the Canadian dollar, but the NFP is the main thing. Okay, so we're gonna start new month, and it's gonna start with some crazy liquidity. So yeah, let's see what we get for this week. Thanks for your attention, guys. I see you next week. Have a great trading week. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.